Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Just a quick announcement, so go ahead and follow me on patreon.com/bow-and-arrow-tarot to be part of the draw for the Dreams of Gaio tarot deck giveaway. This deck is going to be given away on August 15th by a random draw of all of my patrons over on Patreon. And all I ask for is just $1 a month donation from you all on that site to help me be able to get more of these tarot decks and oracle decks and do more unboxings and reviews and giveaways. All right. But for right now, thank you so much, and on to the video. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we're going to be doing the weekly reading for the sign of Cancer. I'm going to switch it up a little bit for you guys who are regulars on my channel. We're going to do a little bit we're going to do it in such a way where we have a few more scenarios to look at for the week ahead. We're going to pull out 3 cards instead of 2 this week, Cancer. All right. If you're new to my channel, thank you for stopping by. And cross-watchers, you know you're always welcome. So sound off below. Let me know if you like this new spread that I am trying. I like to be able to incorporate as many scenarios as I can for the week, so that it resonates with more of you. Flirt is the first card out. We've got healing family issues for some of you. And some of you are going to be feeling like you deserve love, right? You are lovable. All right, so that's your energies that you're working with this week. You could be resonating with one or all of those cards. I'm going to pull out some animal spirit oracles as well to see what kind of animal spirits you're working with this week as well. For our beautiful Cancers, show me. All right. So, Cancer, this week you're going to be dealing with starfish. This one almost fell out of the deck when I was shuffling. I saw that. This is water energy, of course. Water element. We have unicorn. Okay, so beautiful energy here. Unicorn is actually an alchemical symbol of ether. It is a mythical animal, and so it is associated to the element of ether. And spider we have, which is earth energy. Okay. So certainly, yeah, this is about right. You deserve love, healing family issues, and flirt, right? Starfish, right? Starfish talks about, yeah, being flirtatious, being the center of attention. The starfish is really about the outside. Starfish energy is about looking good. It can be superficial at times, right? You know, it can indicate a bit shallow, being a bit shallow. Starfish isn't quite deep. You know, it's just kind of there for looks, right? It's to be beautiful, to be admired. And so some of you could be dealing with a watery sort of a water element, or a person with a lot of water energy in their chart who's also quite the looker, quite the flirter, right? But it could be that it doesn't go very deep with this individual. Unicorn energy is quite interesting. Unicorn energy, being an ether element, is associated with a different kind of element, right? So it's an ether element, so it's associated actually with chakras, right? So we have 7 elemental, well, we have 7 I want to say mythical animals or beasts, right? Or things, right? Supernatural objects, because some of them are cosmic eggs that are associated with the alchemical symbol for ether. And so the unicorn is associated with the 6th chakra, right? Which resides at the 3rd eye, you know, from which the unicorn's horn kind of, you know, extends. So it indicates an extrasensory perception. It indicates an ability to look deeper, to be connected to our higher wisdom or divinity. Right, so some of you may be either identifying with this energy, or you may be working with someone who's identifying with this energy, right? You could be working with a healer. You could be working with someone who can can help you heal family issues, or maybe you know, do some rehabilitation, I want to say, or counseling work. The unicorn kind of indicates a real magical kind of relationship with divinity. You know, it indicates faith. You know, here we talk about faith a lot because it's like, you know, does the unicorn exist? Doesn't it exist? You know, a lot of times, you know, having a connection with the divine, or having a connection with wisdom, in a higher wisdom per se, right? Requires a certain amount of faith, a certain amount of trust, right? A trust in the divinity, instead of always trying to figure out what it is. Where does the intuition come from? Just trusting it in a way, trusting your inner voice in a way. You know, a lot of this, the inner work begins with the first step of faith, a belief that it can work, a belief that it is necessary. You know, sometimes we hesitate. Sometimes people are like, well, can I really trust my intuition? Where does this voice come from? And so this is what I'm talking about. You know, there has to be at least a kernel of faith that there is something beyond us that we don't necessarily understand, but that we are connected to. Without the proof, right? We don't have proof. We're in a physical world. And so the unicorn energy kind of, it gets us to kind of re-examine that. It gets us to kind of double down on our faith a little bit, if this is the type of work we want to do, if we want to connect with the divine, if we want to connect with something higher. You know, if we are getting more curious about spirituality and our higher selves, you know, the unicorn kind of awakens this kind of inspiration in us. Now, the spider energy is earth energy, right? And so the spider energy is very object-oriented, very methodical, very, I want to say, premeditated about what it does, right? The spider does all of this weaving and all of this strategizing, where to go, how to weave the best support web to support itself, to support its family. So it's very industrious. The spider gets up to a lot. It can maneuver a lot. It can manipulate a lot of things, right? It knows how to work within the confines of its space and make the most of it, right? So spiders are very resourceful, very capable, very skillful people. And sometimes this energy can be kind of distorted. It depends on who you're dealing with. But generally, this type of earth energy is somebody who really can do a lot to support you, you know, or support themselves. You know, they can connect a lot of dots. They make a lot of things happen. And they weave this kind of great support system around themselves, right? Oftentimes, spider energy is needed when you're talking about deserving love, that you deserve love. Sometimes spider energy is needed in terms of grounding yourself, protecting yourself, supporting yourself. You know, ultimately the web is spun, the spider spins this web to support itself and those that it cares for. Right? Not necessarily to only support others, but to support itself. And so in this way, you know, we talk about putting more work into yourself, into being good to yourself, loving yourself, nurturing yourself. All right, let's get some of your cards out. All right. Let's get into your spread, Cancers. All right, first out we have Queen of Pentacles, Three of Cups, and the Strength card. So right away, some of you are in a position where you're trying to maintain the family, you're trying to protect the family, but there's some issues going on, right? There's Three of Cups issues, which could indicate third-party energy. It could indicate a falling out with the family, but you are trying to very much hold on to the status, the finances that you've attained, right? But somewhere along the line, perhaps there is some family healing that needs to happen here. Because Three of Cups doesn't only just mean third-party energy, but Three of Cups also indicates a bonding, right? And so when we talk about a bonding, but yet you need to heal family issues, there's somewhere along the line that bonding has become a little bit strained, perhaps. And it requires a lot of strength right now to go through this process. So some of you are going to be dealing with family issues, a lot of a lot of opinions, a lot of voices coming in, weighing in on whatever the issue is. And so the strength that you need to exhibit is one of setting boundaries, right? You need to hold back perhaps some of your anger, some of your pride, some of your kind of, I want to say frustration perhaps with the situation, right? And so this week, this is what some of you are going to be dealing with. All right, so Six of Swords, Temperance energy, Sagittarius coming in for some of you, and then Four of Wands, Cancer. So some of you are certainly moving away. You're moving away from like turmoil. Some of you, Six of Swords talks about a journey, but it's a journey towards harmony, moving away from situations that have been causing you a lot of problems, a lot of turmoil, maybe a lot of strife, fighting, arguing. You're just turning your back on that. And a lot of you are either dealing with somebody who's exhibiting a lot of temperance, which certainly could be your unicorn energy, or you're exhibiting temperance yourself, understanding that it'll take some temperance of yourself to be able to pull you away from some of these, I want to say, influences that you're trying to get away from. And so tempering is what's needed. It's not going to be easy, especially if you're used to dealing with certain social group or certain environment. Even though you may have a desire to go away or to move away from that turmoil, it's still what you're used to sometimes, right? And so it's not as easy as all that. And so you have to temper a lot of your different a lot of the different emotions that you may be feeling so that you can follow through. But nicely enough, for some of you who do this, you move right out of turmoil and nicely into the arms of a very stable and loving relationship. Four of Wands talks about bonding with somebody in a very stable way, in a very loving way. Let me just show you these cards because they're quite beautiful. So yeah, you're moving away with that Six of Swords, and then with that Temperance, you're really taking your time, you're being tempered, you're not flying off the handle or doing what you normally do, maybe giving in to impulses, right? And you're being quite good in that way, and because you're doing that and you're being intentional about vibrating higher, it just opens up the doorway for this beautiful Four of Wands, which is absolutely soulful, soul connection energy. All right, so some of you are realizing that you deserve love and you're practicing the art or the law of attraction, pulling in that beautiful relationship. All right, let's move on. Next one, we have Nine of Cups, Hierophant, and the Sun. So for some of you, there has been a wish that may be getting fulfilled. The wish has involved certainly perhaps becoming more committed to someone, perhaps going back to the family and healing family issues. The Hierophant doesn't only talk about commitment and marriage. It also talks about our ideals, how we are raised. Oftentimes it can signify our cultural background or religious backgrounds. And for some of you, you have had a bit of a falling out with the family because of religious or cultural issues. And so you're going to be dealing with that this week. Some of you are going to get your wish fulfillment for some clarity, some clarification. The Sun is coming in for you, right? So that means for some of you, you're going to be vindicated, right? It could be that you come back together with a family member who's been a little bit harsh with you and they now forgive you. The support is there, right? Because again, we have water, ether, and earth energy. So some of you are also dealing with that spider in your family who's very grounded and very much the problem solver, the support system for everybody. They may be helping you through this. All right, Four of Swords, Three of Pentacles, and King of Wands. So for some of you, certainly you're taking a moment to fall back. You're trying to strategize right now. You have a lot of work on your plate. Some of you have been called to do a lot of work, and so it's really weighing heavy on your mind. You don't really have time for any kind of relationships. But yet, at the same time, there seems to be, for some of you, a King of Wands individual in your life who's kind of demanding a lot of your attention. This person could be that starfish energy, just wanting a lot of your time, wanting a lot of your attention. And so this week it could be that you're just feeling a little bit pulled between the two, where in actuality you're really wanting to sit back and rest, rejuvenate, strategize, and get ready for this work. So you're kind of juggling these two energies this week, right? And it may mean talking to your person. But if this person is a King of Wands and they're exhibiting starfish energy, for some of you, you're dealing with somebody who's really hard to handle in a lot of ways. They're very fiery. They're extremely fiery, but they're also quite childish and impetuous. You know, they want all of your time to themselves. They can be quite hard to resist, though. Right? Because they can play on your feelings, certainly with starfish energy, which is quite emotional and watery with that water element. They can certainly play on your feelings, right? And so you find it difficult to say no to this person, especially when a King of Wands can get into a tantrum as well. Just because he's a king doesn't mean he's not, falls prey to acting like a child. Grown men are just grown man children. I call men man children, you're just a big man child, it's just most of the time. And so some of you may be dealing with that this week. High Priestess and Five of Wands and Moon. Okay, so some of you certainly are dealing with a situation where you're not getting all the information. You're being quite intuitive about it. This may be the family issue for some of you. For some of you this week, Unicorn and High Priestess, that kind of third eye intuition, listening to your inner voice, especially if you're having a lot of power struggles. Five of Wands is the card for power struggle, right? So you have a lot of people who want to get one up on each other. Everybody wants to be right. There's a lot of bickering, but there's something going on behind the scenes. You have Moon here. So, with High Priestess, Five of Wands, and then Moon, something's going on behind the scenes that you're not quite aware of. You don't have all of the information that you need. And so right now you really should be, you need your intuition. You need to listen to your inner voice and your gut. And if you want to get through this scenario the best way you can this week, that's what you're going to have to do, right? Because on the surface of it, certainly there is information that's being withheld. So whoever you're having this, whether you're part of this dynamic, this power struggle, or whether you're watching it from the outside and it's members of your family, whatever the case may be, just realize that there's definitely some hidden agendas here, and you're going to have to listen to your inner voice to figure out what's going on there. So for some of you, you've got Magician, Hanged Man, and Queen of Cups. Okay, so, some of you are dealing with someone who is quite stuck. Magician is coming in. So the Magician, again, this is quite interesting. I think for a majority of these readings, it talks about certainly healing and healing family issues. The Magician is the one who tries to manifest a lot of different types of scenarios. And I think right now, you're certainly feeling a bit like in that role. Everybody's asking you to fix the problem, right? It could be that people are coming to you to solve the family issue because you have this ability. You have this kind of like the ability of the Magician, right? To be able to deal with everybody, to be able to talk with everyone, to be the go-between, the mediator. You seem to make the meetings happen. You seem to make people be able to talk to each other. So you're the one who's kind of acting as the unicorn in this way, or acting as the Magician to help everyone. But you're dealing with people who are exhibiting a lot of Hanged Man energy, right? They're very, very stuck. They're very determined. They're dogged. All right, and there's only so much that you can do, right? And I think that as well, interestingly enough, you have Queen of Cups. So Queen of Cups talks about really being honest with your feelings, going inside, going inside yourself and bringing out your true feelings without any fear of being vulnerable, right? And I think this is what's happening here. What you're dealing with is people who are having a really hard time expressing their feelings. They have a lot of deep feelings that they're kind of used to not being able to express. And you're trying to make something manifest, but the one ingredient that you need to understand is that this whole scenario is about love. It's about expressing love and love having been denied. People who have felt very kind of shut off from love. People who are very shut off from their own feelings. All right. And so this situation really calls for you also to embody as much of that Queen of Cups. I want to say that this is kind of giving me the feeling that the tactic that some of you are using to heal these family issues, this week maybe you're going to realize why they may not be working. Like with the Magician over here, you may be using very, very much like a practical method of trying to get people to talk about certain things. But then the one thing that you're missing is that you may be missing let me put it to you this way. You may be missing like the piece of the puzzle, which is that this is actually really all about something completely different than what you thought. It's actually more about just plain feelings being hurt, feelings being stifled, feelings that need to come out. And I think for a lot of you, you were perhaps attacking this from a different angle and it wasn't quite working. Now you're realizing this week what it's really all about. And I think there's going to be some movement here for you to heal. All right, the next spread is Page of Pentacles, 4 of Cups, and 7 of Cups. So yes, some of you are again dealing with somebody's coming in to you and they're giving you an offer. It could be that they're flirting with you again, but they're flirting with you in a very kind of shallow way, right? Page of Pentacles is all about wealth and abundance, about the material plane, right? But this person, I feel like we have cups here. So this person is coming into you. They're trying to get your attention, but I think they're trying to get your attention like a starfish would. They're trying to flirt with you with their money, with their ability to kind of wave money in front of your face, or, hey, look, if you deal with me, look how nice I'll take care of you, or what have you. You're not there for it, though, Cancer. 4 of Cups indicates that you're not willing to, you're just not willing to go for that. You deserve love. So I think this scenario is very much about flirting and you deserve love. And some of you are dealing with a starfish energy here. In that sense, you realize this person is being quite shallow. This is not what you desire, right? And so you're holding out. 4 of Cups talks about holding out for something much more stable, holding out for a cup of love that proves or shows some kind of evidence of stability rather than just an empty cup that is handed to you. And then for some of you, as a result of this kind of like attention that you're getting, you're kind of reevaluating this week. You're starting to reevaluate this attention, and your ability to say no to it has given you just like a little bit of a self-esteem boost. And through that self-esteem boost, you now are starting to feel even a little bit more confident to reevaluate your dreams, to start to rethink what your dreams truly are, what you truly desire. Sometimes when we have a little self-esteem boost, we start to reevaluate what we want for ourselves because we start to want better things for ourselves. We start to see the possibility for deeper relationships, better relationships, rather than settling for less. And a lot of times that can come in when we are strong enough to exhibit a 4 of Cups, which is waiting. No, I'm going to wait until you can prove to me that the cup you're giving me isn't just another empty cup. That shows a level of strength and confidence. As soon as you do that, it's whenever you do something that exhibits strength and confidence, it's an immediate self-esteem booster. You immediately become even more self-confident. You immediately have even more self-esteem. It's kind of one of those feedback. It's an immediate feedback loop for yourself, right? And so what happens is when we do that, we start to realize that there are more things that we can want for ourselves. Empress energy, Ace of Wands, and King of Swords. So some of you are having a real I deserve love. You deserve love week, okay? You're pampering yourselves. You're taking care of yourselves. You're getting things done, getting hair done, getting nails done. Some of you, if men, women, it's not gender specific. If you're a man, you like to get a massage, you're getting a massage this week. Maybe you're going shopping for some new clothes or what have you. You might be going out. Whatever it is that you enjoy doing that makes you feel handsome, that makes you feel beautiful, that makes you feel sexy and appealing, that is nurturing for you, you're doing that this week. Right? And you're doing it out of self-love, right? You're having a great week for that. And out of that comes, you may be doing a lot of flirting, right? As a result of this, you're feeling very sexy. Ace of Wands comes in. Ace of Wands sometimes can indicate a new project or a new endeavor, but it can also indicate a new love, a new relationship. It can indicate the increase of sexual passion as well. The Ace of Wands is the great phallic symbol in the deck, right? So we talk about also being ignited, being, feeling a lot more passion, feeling more sexy. Again, it's another feedback loop. When you nurture yourself, you treat yourself good, you immediately get a feedback of feeling sexier. It boosts your self-esteem, and then you have a feedback loop of increased self-esteem. This is why I tell a lot of my readers when I do private readings, I give them exercises to do about building self-esteem, and a lot of times it includes doing nice things for yourself, treating yourself, pampering yourself. These are really simple ways that you can kickstart your kind of self-confidence, right? Your sex appeal, and it feeds back on you, and it begins to build and build. As a result, some of you then bring in this attention of this King of Swords. This King of Swords has been dancing around a lot of the weekly readings this week. It's quite interesting. But yeah, King of Swords pops in, and so for some of you, you meet this King of Swords as a result of this week. This is a very new meeting. This person kind of comes in. Look at the look as well. I love the look that King of Swords gives in the deck. Look at this. He's really like staring at you down, right? It kind of looks to the side as well. If you see the eyes, they're not actually looking directly in front. They're looking a little bit off to the side, which indicates somebody who's watching you but acting like they're not watching you, right? Watching you a little bit out of the corner of their eyes. So this indicates, also certainly with love, somebody whose interest you've piqued, right? And so you've done that because of this law of attraction. You deserve love as part of the law of attraction. And for some of you, there's going to be some flirting involved, some new interest. It'll be quite exciting. All right, I'm going to call it. These are your readings for August 2019, my lovely Cancers. I hope that you resonate with these readings, some of these readings. Take what you can, what resonates with you, and throw the rest away. Let me know how you like this new format, the new spread format, etc. for all my regulars. Of course, if it did resonate with you, please like the video, subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit that bell so you get notified of all my new videos. I have a lot of new videos coming out. Certainly more pick a card videos, timeless tarot messages and readings, tarot box unboxing and reviews, etc., etc. But for right now, Cancer, I'm just going to say I love you and have a wonderful week. See you next week. Bye-bye.